Hello and welcome back. My name is Vanessa from Wild Woman Bushcraft. Today you can accompany me and my German Shepherd dog Aika into the woods. We are walking through an absolutely uninhabited and beautiful area because I am searching for a new place for a permanent camp. I want to do there an overnighter, and what we found into these woods and what plans I have for this new permanent camp you will find out into this video. So if you want, accompany us and stay tuned. Massive dead wood in the forest, like this dead massive beech tree, is so important for a forest because there are so many animals inside that they can live only in dead wood, and it is important to let some pieces lay at the ground, not collect everything. You don't need a clean forest. And can you hear this amazing bird sounds? The birds are everywhere. So beautiful. Aika had to learn that I have to stand from time to time and film something, and she had to be quiet and just sit down, but she made a good job. Aika is a really great dog. Today we have a new string system because it is springtime. Many young animals are in the woods. It is important that you doesn't let your dog run free this time because, for example, young rabbits or young deers lay at the ground alone, and dogs often hunt them, and this is so sad. Yeah. So we have today a new string system. This here is normally for climbing, and I have it here at my belt. So we tried out today. Actually it works not so good because we don't know it. I can always know that she had to stop because this is an elastic band, and she always feel the push, and then she thinks she had to stop. So we had to learn it. Jetzt komm, geh mal weiter. Langsam. Ja. Komm, wir gehen hier. It's a very rough area. People doesn't often come to places like this because they like to walk at streets and no stress, no climbing, no walking under fallen trees or over fallen trees. So this is better for me because then I have places like this for my own. So the only thing that I don't like is the sound of the airplane, but it is soon far away. So we will search our way here through and looking for a great place for a stay. The young trees grow very close together there, and here in the background are at the hill some fallen trees. I think it is too difficult for Aika to walk through. So the only way which is better is straight up here. So we will choose this way. It is not simple at all, but we tried. Okay, Aika, pack mal's. Komm. Hier gehen wir hoch. Ja. Hopp. Gut. Uah. Prima machst du das. Na, dann müssen wir da lang. Prima. Nur schön langsam gehen. Okay. Hopp. Gut. Oh Mann. Die Aika hat hier definitiv die vorteilhaftere Körperhaltung mit 4 Pfoten am Boden. Look at this amazing fresh green of the beech trees. It is every time a miracle, springtime. Everything is green again, the flowers are out. It is so good for our souls. After the grey winter, see something green again. A little bit of color in the woods. I love it. And the green of the beech trees in the spring is the most beautiful green that I see in the world. I think I will stay here because there is an even place in the middle of the hillside and I have an amazing view around. No ways, no humans, just wild nature around me. There was a tree falling down, this is the earth. And there is one dead tree, but it is not falling at my side. So I think this is the place for the night. Prima! Aika is allowed to run here free in the camp. She always runs so far away that I can see her. Everything else is not allowed for her. So at first I check around where I can build my camp and which kind of camp I can build. And I always told you, search the easiest way. So the easiest way is to use this place here, this hole. There is the fallen tree and the earth hill, and I can cover this place only with branches. This would be the easiest way, but I'm honestly, emergency shelters are always small, that you can build them easy without losing a lot of power, and that the space between your body and the walls is in a very small distance that you can heat up the shelter. But today I want to have a shelter where I can sit under it and I doesn't have to use my body like a snake to come into the shelter. So I would build something bigger and I check out how much dead wood I have here and then I make the decision which kind of shelter I build today. The place where I want to build my camp is very good because the ways are so rough that I can be sure that there will be no human. But it makes also everything else hard. The way to the camp and actually collecting the wood. Of course, there's a lot of dead wood at my camp area, but not enough. So I have to collect wood here at the hillside and carry it back to the camp, and this is not so easy as I thought. The place where I collect my wood actually is very muddy. When Aika is not in the picture, you can see that the leaves here are complete dark, and here my footprint is collecting water. This is perfect because I want to build at my camp for a very long time. There's an insect inside. Here you come. So, and when I have here a permanent camp, it would be great to have some water. And I can dig a hole here. At first the water will be brown and with mud, but later it will clear up, and maybe I have water for Aika to drink, that I doesn't have to carry her water too. So we will see, but this is a good sign. Habe ich dich. The wood is cutted and now I have to bring it up to my camp. This would be a very rough way. I hope it doesn't slip away with my feet. I always have here a bird concert. There are a lot of crows and other singing birds. It's just beautiful. Was? Hast du keinen Stocki? Ha? Ich hab Stockis, aber du nicht. So was Gemeines. Na komm. Oh, Aika, der Stock ist ein bisschen zu groß für dich. Kannst nicht da? Kannst mal hintertragen. Ha? Das wäre doch was. Ach, Aika! Den brauche ich noch. Ja, prima. Zeig mal auf. Wo ist der Stock? Jetzt zieh. Ja, wäre jetzt nix, oder? Ja. Na komm, Achtung. Aika think always the branches that I collect here are for her, that we are playing now with the branches. It is no matter how big the branch is, it is hers. Hier, Aika. Hier, Aika, Aika. Wie wär's mit dem? Ha? Das ist doch ein guter Stock für dich, ja? Ja, das ist ein Stock für deine Größe, Aika. This is a branch for your size. Ja. I found this massive beech tree branch, and I fix it at the living beech tree, and I have here this place where I can fix another branch through them, and the branch will go down there, and I can make a roof at the side. At first my plan was having another branch here and have a flat roof, that I have a lot of space under it. But it is a little bit complicated to fix the branches here without a tree or stones or something like this. So I found this roots, and this is perfect because I have now more place under the shelter, and I can fix this holding branch here complete inside. Great. The ground construction of the shelter is ready, but of course, like this, it is not rainproof. Perfect would be moss. With moss I can close it effective and easy, but here is not enough moss. I don't know if I can use it or not, if I find enough. I have enough leaves, but when I put on leaves like this, they will fall through the branches. So at next I have to close the shelter with branches like this, really small branches, but of course longer than this here. And then the leaves will stay there because they are fixed with the branches. But this really needs a long time. It is too much for today. So today I will close it with a tarp, and maybe tomorrow or next time when I visit this place, I can close the shelter with leaves. There is a massive ivy here at the beech tree. Some people cut it away because they think the ivy will kill the tree. It can kill the tree, but not every tree. So you doesn't have to remove it. And when we look at this higher place here, you can see that the ivy is perfect for birds, because now they can build their nests between the ivy branches and leaves, and this is a perfect protection for them. So don't cut it away. A healthy tree will have no problems with the ivy. Of course, when the tree is small or ill, it will maybe kill them because it takes away the light for the leaves when the ivy grows on the top of the tree. From this side you can see how open the shelter is. When it will rain now, the raindrops will fall down complete, so I have no protection. When you see the perfect shelter on Instagram or Pinterest, where every branch has the same size and you have a perfect wall, it looks nice. That's true. I also would love to have such a shelter, but the reality is not this, because the most bushcrafters use dead wood because it costs nothing. The most are allowed to use them, and you don't have to cut away a living tree. And then the branches grow not directly, they grow like here, not complete even, but this is the reality. And then you doesn't have the perfect shelter. It looks like mine, but I doesn't have the willing to have such a shelter, because I can only use what I find here, and it will also do their job. These branches are good as the perfect straight growing branches. It is warm enough that I don't need a fire to warm my body. I only need it for cooking, so I use this hobo tonight. I will just remove here the leaves, and then it is enough. In such a hobo the fire burns more effective, because it is like a kamin and the fire is bundled together, so it will heat faster. Fallen branches with leaves like this here would perfect to cover the shelter, because the leaves will not directly fall through, but of course it holds not for a long time. You can feel and see in the trees that a little bit air is coming, a wind, and this is always the sign that the rain will there soon. So I have to fix the tarp that I am dry under my shelter. The rain can come because the tarp is fixed and I have enough space here under my shelter. It is big enough that Aika and I have together a dry place. It is important to have enough place with Aika, because when you have a big place for her to sleep, it is not enough. It is not enough. She needs more place than the big place that she gets. Maybe you think now that the under construction was not really needed because I fixed the tarp now. This is not complete right, because I want to have here a permanent shelter. I want to visit this place often, and at first I want to cover the roof with natural materials, and then I want to build more here in the camp. Hier ist dein Platz. Platz. Prima. Aika. Hier. Here are some parts in the area. They look like there was a waterfall before, but when you look at the plants here at the ground, you can see that there was a long time no water. Maybe it is flowing now under the earth. I don't know. I would just want to take a break now and fill up the power, and at this time I want to show you this beautiful area. If I was a dog. When I am a dog, I can walk easy as Aika here through this rough area. I am now on top of one of the giant rocks, and there is a way over the rock. Then you can see down again. Let's take a look. When I walk here on top of the hill, I am at one hay with the tree crowns, and this is just so a beautiful view. But I'm afraid of the hay. I don't know why. After the birth of my child, I am afraid when I am away from the ground and I am higher, and if I have to look down somewhere. In my childhood, I can walk on top of the trees, climb on top of the trees, or walk through the mountains and look down. But now I've got shaking knees when I walk here at this rock. So I just sit down here for a little bit, enjoy the view, have my hands and my feet and my ass here at the ground, that I feel safe, that I can't not fall down, and then I go slowly back. It is not nice. I would prefer to have no fear of the hay, that I'm not afraid yet, but I can't change it. Jetzt fühle ich mich wieder sicher. I feel safe again. I showed you this rock before when I was down. There is this hole between the rocks, this big scratch. And here you can walk on top of the rock and enjoy the view and have nothing under your feet. It is not for me. Not many people would even notice this plant. This here is woodruff. Maybe you know woodruff ice or tea, but it is also a healing plant. You can use it if you are not hungry, to get hungry with this plant, and if you have stomach problems or if you have headache, then it works. But don't use the plant with flower, because with flower it works different, then you get headache and not make it away. So use the plants from the woodruff without flowers, like this here. Here is a complete field out of this beautiful heal plant. The firewood is ready for the moment. I have 3 different types of branches, big branches, not so big branches, and small branches. So this here is for the beginning, for starting the fire. I have luck that here are some spruce trees are growing between the beech trees, because these small branches here have a lot of resin inside, burns really fast and strong. Beech tree also burns well, but it is not so easy to start the fire because it is a strong wood, and the spruce tree is filled with resin, which burns really well. Having a fire with the hobo is nice, but I always have problems with starting the fire because it is impossible to make fire with the fire steel here inside of the hobo. You have not enough space to move. So I always need a piece of bark or a piece of wood. Then I can start here the fire and put the whole thing inside of the hobo burning, so that's not so easy. I have here the fire steel, and this is a piece of Maya wood that is filled with resin, burns really strong, really fast and really good. And I will make some small pieces here with the knife on top of the wood. Here around is my spruce trees, branches, the smallest one. Then I started and put it into the hobo. I'm honestly, this color is not the best one for the forest. It is a Tamarest ultralight sleeping pad, and I've bought it because it was cheaper than usual, because something isn't right. I think the painting isn't perfect at some point, I don't know. So, and then I thought, okay, normally it is under the sleeping bag and then nobody can see the color. And nothing happened, that I get no hole into the sleeping pad. I have here this mini Tarp from DD. This fits perfect under the sleeping bag, and then everything has its place and doesn't get damaged. Sleeping area is ready. I have to put on only Aika's sleeping bag too. Over the day she can sleep here on top of my sleeping bag, and in the night she has its own. So in 3 days Aika is 1 year old, and I told you in the past, when she's growing up, she had to carry her own equipment. That means that I want to buy a collar with extra pockets at the side, and then she had to carry her sleeping bag, food, bottle, and maybe her water. I had to check how much weight they have, because when you honestly carry the equipment for your dog also, it's a lot of space and a lot of weight. For example, the water. It would be good if she can carry a little bit at her own. I always tell that fire in the beginning is like a small child and baby. If you doesn't care about it in the first time, you are lost. So when the fire is small, you always had to stay at the fire, give them fresh wood, check it, and doesn't leave the camp for a long time, because then it is out. Later, when you have amber, you can leave the camp for a short time and you can start it again when you come back. But an hobo fire doesn't burn so long, so you have to stay there and check it from time to time. And when I talked about Aika, the fire is going out. Time for dinner. I make 2 different meals tonight. The first one is pretty simple. It is on bread pan. You need the bread, which one you like, bacon, and if you want, onion. Cut them in pieces and heat it in the pan till it's getting brown and crunchy. So it is very simple and tastes so good. It is very good for the summer months because you can carry this stuff without cooling, and if you are out for several days it would be perfect. The bacon has a lot of fat, and because I have this fat I don't need oil. I can put it in the pan. When I heat it, the fat will go outside and the oil isn't necessary. I have a lot of fat on my fingers because of cutting the bacon, and I just put it here at my knife, at the wooden handle, because it is good for the wood. And I show you the knife the last year. It is from a very young custom knife maker. This brand is called TN Knives, and he makes very, very high quality knives. I love them. I have both. I have twice of him, and smaller one and this here, and they are perfect. Jetzt noch den Knoblauch dazu, dass heute Nacht keine Vampire kommen. Everything is crunchy now, then it is ready. This piece of fat is for Aika later, when it is cooled down, and I can start eating now. Aika, fress sie. Das musst du nicht vergraben. Hier, fress sie. It is getting dark now, and like every time when we are in the darker hours in the forest, Aika is staying with me the whole time. When I walk around the camp, she comes with me. When I sit down around the camp, she sits down between next to me. When I am in the camp, she's with me. She never runs away. And it is such a great outdoor dog. It was exactly that what I'm expecting. That I have a protection dog outside who follows me everywhere, looking around, checking out the area, don't run away, always come when I call him. So it is exactly the dog that I wish that I can have. Aika and I enjoy the silent time at the fire. It is not cold outside, but we just enjoy to sit there, stare into the fire. And Aika always hears something. She watches around. I hear nothing, but she's a good protection dog. Aika? I think we are going to bed now. I want to stand up tomorrow early. But it's complete silence. Only Aika hears something. There is no owl. I thought there would be many owls because this would be a perfect area for them. And in the beginning of the dark you always hear them the most, but nothing. Es ist nicht so warm hier, hm? I thought it would rain today, but there was nothing. But I put my firewood at the end of the shelter. If it rains tonight, that everything will stay dry and I have dry firewood to start the fire next morning. Aika and I are ready for the bed now. I think she's really waiting for the bed because outside she's always so active when I am at a bushcraft trip, always checking the area, always protecting, always watching, never resting, so she needs her sleep too. And then we will see how active the wildlife animals are here. When Aika hears something, she's awake and then me too. So we will see how quiet and how long the night would be. I am trying to stand up tomorrow early because I want to build a little bit more here in the camp. So let's see how the night is, how early I can wake up. There is something wrong. Aika thinks maybe, oh, I am a baby actually. I have birthday, first year in 3 days, so I am a baby now. And I want to sleep in Mama's sleeping bag, not in mine. But I think it's too cold for me to sleep only with the warm body with Aika. So I had to sleep in the dog sleeping bag, or we had to change the sleeping bag. Aika, come here. Ja, prima. Good morning. It was a rough night. Aika wake up very often. There was a lot of wildlife activity, so I was awake often too. It is a learning process. She had to learn which kind of noise is dangerous and which kind of noise is just wildlife activity. I was the same at my first days outdoors alone. I hear everything, I wake up often. I was afraid, and then from time to time the brain remember which kind of noise is this. Should you wake up or could you sleep longer? It will be better. She will learn it. So it is just a process which needs a little bit of time. So and I stand up and all my bones and muscles are hurting, and I thought maybe I can collect some wood. Then it would be better if I'm moving, but I was wrong. It is not better. So I need to build another sleeping construction. This here was not what I want to build. My plan from the permanent camp is that I can come in the future only with lightweight equipment, so that I have here my sleeping area. I need no tarp. I just came with the sleeping bag and a few tools and a little bit food. So hopefully I've got also water resource in the future from the creek on the way. Maybe the water flows there stronger sometimes, I don't know, I will find it out. So, and I just want to build a camp where is everything that I needed. And it is a project which need a lot of time. So I start, and every time I am outdoors here again, I build a little bit more, and maybe it is never ready. We will see. It is the time when fern come out again, and do you know that fern plants was there since the dinosaur, so they are very, very old. This here is the area of the dry creek. Here is the massive rock, and here is my way down. There lay a little bit of my wood, and up there there's the other wood, so it is not an easy way to bring it up here, but I have to do it. And maybe next time I've built some steps here, because all this part here is very muddy. It is wet under the leaves and I don't want to slip away someday. For example, with my camera, so this would not be so nice. So maybe I've built something next time. I'm here at the dry creek and I'm digging a small hole because I want to see how fast the water runs inside. If I should dig deeper or not, just dig a small hole. Then I had to bring all my wood here up, and in this time maybe I can see how fast the water runs. It would be great if I have a water resource here, then I just have to filter it and I don't have to carry it in my backpack. Aika, can you help me please? Digging it in the dirt, this is exactly what you like. Huh? No? Okay. Then not. A little bit water is inside now, but I'm not sure if the water really running here or if it's still in the ground, because the underground here is clay earthwork, which is perfect for a permanent camp, but clay doesn't let the water run through. So maybe it is just there but not flowing. I will find it out. Here you can see how muddy the ground is. Everywhere where I walk I can see now the steps and I slip away at each part. But in the steps is collecting water, like here. There is water inside. The next time I'm here I will build a primitive stepway here up to my camp with stones and digging a little bit and maybe on cord to handle, but not so that everyone can see it from far away, because this would be then like a way entrance to my camp and this is not what I want. So Aika, es wäre gut, wenn du auch Stöcke tragen könntest. Was hältst du von dem? Oh Gott, das wird was. Aika, wo ist der Stock? Bring ihn, das hast du prima gemacht. Bring ihn hoch, Aika. The magpie bird is making noise. And the magpie is the police of the woods, because if someone is around in the wood, if there is any danger, this bird makes sound. This could be from me, that they see or hear me, but there could be also someone else. So when I hear this, I am always very careful and watch around, because maybe there is someone. Aika. Ganz, komm. There is a little bit water inside now. Aika love it. And when Aika not drink, it is clear, which is pretty good. Aika, geh mal ab da, komm. I found in this area a lot of these flat stones, and in combination with the clay, with the earthwork, I can build something like a pizza oven, which would be so delicious here outside. This time I have not enough energy supplies with me. Normally I have always enough chocolate and energy bars, sugar included, because when I work a lot, sometimes I feel a little bit powerless, and then I need something like this. But I found an old pocket coffee. This is chocolate filled with coffee. It is old. The chocolate has another color, but I will eat it. I miss always coffee when I'm outside, but the alternative doesn't taste so good, so I'm always waiting for the coffee at home. Shower and coffee, this is the first thing that I do. Hat eine etwas andere Farbe als normal, ist glaube ich schon zu alt. Nein, ist für mich. Another color than usual, but I will eat it. Aika is eating her second food for today. And I make fire now because I'm also hungry. It rains during the night, but my firewood is dry because I have it under the top. And after sleeping, I always hang my sleeping bag in the air that it dry out again before I pack it away. Today I start the fire at the easy way, also with the fire steel, but with a biological fire starter. And I found this small feeder and here is also a good fire starter because they burn really well. And I just scratch here on top of the biological fire starter. Then there comes something out which looks like cotton. And this will catch the sparkles very easy and fast. I want to make bannock today. This is a pan bread, very easy. I have everything into this zip bag and I just have to put on water and work a little bit on it, then put it in the pan and ready. After putting the water into the bag, you can form it into the bag, then your hands will stay clean. Everything has to be mixed very well. If you believe it or not, there was a crow sitting on a branch up the tree and then she dropped something down. I don't know if it was a stone or a branch, but maybe the crow is angry that I'm here because they are very smart. They know a lot. Maybe she wants to start a fight. I don't know. Bannock ist fertig, Zeit zum Essen. For me it is time for leaving now. The backpack is packed, everything is ready and I'm really looking forward to the next time I visit this place. doing all the ideas that I have in my head, start a new project, it would be great. If you want, stay tuned and see also the next video. All the products that I used are here in the video description. So if you are interested in something, click into the video description. We see us the next time. Bye bye, have a great time.